what you want with me, but don't let me go. You make me feel so unreal. You make me feel so unreal. We can live a dream. We can be so unreal. Living life. Love is so insane like that. Want your lips and me. Hear you say I can sleep when you sleep. From the key to the stairs with the keys and the love. Fall through your door. Leave the clothes on the floor. Tonight it's me and you on top of it all. I am yours, I am yours. Do what you want with me, but don't let me go. You make me feel so unreal. You make me feel so unreal. Leave the clothes on the floor. Tonight it's me and you on top of it all. I am yours, do what you want with me, but don't let me go. You make me feel so unreal.
와, 이거 뭐야? 베란다 좁은데? 엄마 내 방이야? 나도 베란다 가고 싶단 말이야. 베란다에